In answer to your utter lack of pleadings, here for you is one of my poetry readings.
With Easter just a week away, I thought it might be funny to use a couple finger puppets that looked a bit like bunnies.
Opticians and thumb puppet hairs? What the heck is going on there?
Well, that you might find slightly ironic, for today we are going to test drive a thumb that's said to be bionic.
For those of you with phalangeal digits that are quite weak, this might turn out to be just the tool that you seek.
I have a couple of test ideas in store. Let's see if they can handle the chores.
And if my poetry leaves you cringing, just be glad I don't start singing.
Hello and welcome to the Laramy-K Optician Works Training Center, where today we are going to take a look at the Bionic Thumb. Now my friends over at Hilco took over the distributorship for this tool, so they asked me if I would take a look at it. And as always, I said, sure. And you may be asking yourself, what the heck is a bionic thumb? Well, this is a bionic thumb. And the idea behind it is extending the strength and or the leverage that you can apply with your hands. Now, of course, your hands are some of the best optical tools that exist, and your thumb is one of the outstanding ones of the outstanding ones. And you can do a heck of a lot with it when you've got good, strong thumbs. What this tool does is it extends the leverage. If I have my own thumb, I only have this much leverage that I can apply and use. This extends it for the full length of the tool, greatly adding to the force that I can apply. And because I'm not bending against the top of my own thumb, especially if I've heated this up, I'm in for a little less pain. So by greatly increasing the force that I can apply, it makes it that much simpler to form curves and protects my hands from possible wear and tear. That's the idea behind the tool. Two things. One is I don't use a tool like this. I've got some pretty strong thumbs. 40 plus years of working on cars and 30 years of opticianry. They're pretty tough. They're also gnarly old man hands, no manicures or fingernails or anything there. So I don't really care. Two is this is not a product review of any kind. Literally, I've had this thing in my hand for like 10 minutes, and I'm going to run through some frames here and see what it can do. What I did is I grabbed 9 frames out of my bucket of old stuff, and I looked for things that I knew had given me some trouble in the past. So let's get going. Number one is just a typical plastic temple. You can see instead of being perfectly smooth right there and a little bit right there, you have a little sharp bend there. Now this is also a really thick plastic. I guess maybe you can see it better there and there. And if we grab the tool, let's see if this doesn't help smooth that out a little bit. How that smooths that out. So just makes it that much easier to bend a big old thick frame like this. And it did help take those 2 little kinks out of there. And of course I could heat this up a little bit, which would make it that much smoother. Right, works nicely for that. Let's see, number 2 is just a thinner plastic. And I'm going to kind of overdo these things, give you an idea of what it can do. And I am putting some serious force in there. Looks pretty good. All right. What did I call number 3? Number 3 here. We've all seen this, right? The dog ate my glasses, or the really sharp bends that sometimes you'll get from prior adjustments. And let's see if we work that. And again, what I'm doing is, if you see the raise there, I'm doing the opposite. I'm placing this opposite that curve. Smooth that out. Now this is beta titanium. Wow, not bad. Not bad at all there. Wow, that was pretty ugly. Obviously, if I kept working at that, it certainly looks a whole lot better than it did. Number 4, and I grabbed this one. This is metal from end to end. And what happens, I've found in the past that stuff like this likes to roll on you. When you have it, when you're doing it by hand, it'll tend to want to flip over to one side or the other. And I'm hoping that this tool helps with that. Let's see. But you'll find sometimes that these want to, well, I say roll on you, that it wants to spin away one way or the other. When you have it in your hand, it goes this way or this way. I was kind of hoping this would help with that a lot. It seems to help with it a little bit, but not quite as much as I had hoped it might. But certainly makes bending a stainless steel, really tough metal pretty easy. Not bad. Making a cable temple out of a metal, but all right. Works pretty good. Here's another metal. Now this one's got kind of a snake thing going. A whole bunch of ridges and bumps. You can see how it goes all crooked like that. See if we can use this to get that out of there. Again, using it the opposite of where the bend is. Yeah, so that's that roll that I'm talking about that I'd hoped this would in some way help with. Not as much as I had hoped, but still, I guess, better than nothing. And still have that little tiny bit, but you can see how much better that is. Again, if I kept working at this for a little bit with the Bionic Thumb, I think we'd be in pretty good shape. For this one, this is a titanium frame. I know it's crazy tough. I've had these things literally for years, and I've adjusted them like 1,000 times. I just wanted to see. Again, I've got kind of this heavy or, squared off bend. And let's see if I can soften that at all. Let's see. Back. All right. Now, I did take a really quick peek at the video that's online for this, and it says you can also do frame adjustments or eye wire adjustments, that sort of thing with it. Let's see if I wanted to add a little to my base curve. Again, titanium frame, so it's not going to be very forgiving. Maybe we'll try this on another, but there's a plier. I don't think I have one handy. No. That I think does a little bit better job of that because it controls this flex and this, but I think you could use it for that. I think you could, if you practiced a little bit, probably could make some adjustments that way. We added a little there. All right, we'll get back. I don't know anything at all about this frame. I'm not even sure exactly why I grabbed it. I'm not sure. All right, and let's see what happens here. I'm not exactly sure I'm digging this part. I'm not, I guess. Yeah, I'm not so sure about the shaping of the eye wire part of it. One part I missed. I remember the other thing in the video they showed. Let's see, using it like this as kind of a working. Oh, that's pretty good. Okay, I like that. That'd be all right. That gives me, that's pretty firm. I can put a heck of a lot of pressure, again, because my thumbs are strong. I'm not sure if you needed this tool, your thumbs are weak, if that would work. But anyway, yeah, that's pretty nice. I like that. I think one of the things would be nice is if you kept this at your dispensing table and needed it, you wouldn't be opening the drawer, working on the edge of your counters, chewing them up. All right, number 8 is another giant plastic. All right. Oh. Okay, this doesn't work. This doesn't have a metal core. We're just going to leave that one out. All right, the last one I wanted to grab, and this, I'll pull off this one, I think. No, that is round. I actually thought this was a flat all the way, but it's not. Let's see what we can do with this. Let's see what we could do if we had a bend flat. That's not going to work that way. We could use it to add that little bit of face curve. Mr. Pumpkinhead comes in, and we need to bow those temples a little bit for him not to have touch on the side of his head. Well, we could use it for that too. Nice and smooth, no sharp edges. That works just fine. So what do I make of the Bionic Thumb after the 10 minutes that I spent with it? Well, I like it. You know, I'm old. One of these days I'm going to wake up and my thumbs are going to be all arthritic and I am going to be reaching for a tool like this. I also think it would be an excellent addition to the toolkit for people that are just starting out and haven't developed those tough thumbs quite yet. When you're ready for a bionic thumb, turn to Hilco. When you're ready for the best lenses in the world, turn to Laramy-K. If you're watching me on Facebook, please hit that like button. If you're watching me on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button down there in the lower corner. And I will see you again next week.